Excuse me.
Va a llegar antes que nosotros. ¿Cuánto fue la ayuda ya? I don't know what kind of video game are you looking for?
Anything old or new is good.
¿Verdad que sí? We're gonna bring some more.
Okay, yeah, anything you have.
Jesús, ¿tú tienes una mesa? Una mesa en toda la cosita que tienes en el garaje. Thank you, déjame poner esto.
And how much for the system itself, for either that one or this one over here? No, the Game Boy up here.
Oh,
The system.
esos son 20.
It's $20.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too high.
In the game.
And this one up here, is it the same?
This no charge.
No charger.
No charge.
$40. You guys know that's way too much, right?
You know charge? Too much.
Any of them, all of them. Yeah, just look through them.
Barrer con una escoba pequeña le ayudará a desarrollar su coordinación. También pueden ayudarte en la cocina con recetas simples bajo tu supervisión. Poco a poco serán capaces de tareas cada vez más complejas. El beneficio a la larga es enorme. Si motivas de manera adecuada a tus hijos, el trabajo del hogar será menos pesado y más divertido para todos. además de que te estás asegurando de buscar seres humanos independientes y seguros. Recuerda que estamos para ayudarte a disfrutar la crianza. No dejes de buscar información de estos y otros temas del desarrollo de tus hijos en todobebé.com. Más adelante en Noticias Televisión Costa Central, al arborizar la temporada de los Gigantes de San Francisco, el equipo de la Bahía le dice adiós a uno de sus brillantes lanzadores. En temas de salud hablaremos sobre campaña nacional para levantar conciencia sobre un tipo de cáncer que causa la muerte de cientos de mujeres al año.
Tiene grandes ofertas durante el mes de octubre. Llévate la Ford F-150 2015 por $309 al mes de arrendamiento por 24 meses. ¡Apresúrate! Diseño del futuro. Alma del pasado. El Mustang 2015 de Ford. Ford, la marca más vendida en Estados Unidos. Más fuerte.
Mira, mira, ¿son de verdad o de mentira? ¿De mentira? No, son de mentira.
Rugby. $150 for a PS3.
Alright guys, so believe it or not, I actually found something on Craigslist I want to buy while searching through the abysmal video game section. Just a bunch of overpriced shit 99% of the time. I found this, and it's not like an absolute steal of a deal, but it's actually a pretty good deal when you compare it to the prices on eBay and stuff. It's the new version 3DS XL, the Majora's Mask Limited Edition, as you can see. Looks like it's in excellent shape, and it actually does come with the box in perfect condition, seemingly. And as you see here, it comes with a couple of little extras for free with it. Has screen protectors on it. Looks absolutely fantastic. And so I'm going to try to go pick this up tomorrow. I've already been in contact with the guy. It does say price is firm, but he already told me he would do $180 for it, which is already $20 less than any of the used ones I see on eBay, and those don't even have a box. The majority of them go for like $250. So I'm going to go try to meet up with this guy tomorrow. So hopefully this will make it a little bit more worth it this week. So we'll see if I can go get this tomorrow. Hey, what's going on, guys? 7up07 here, and not a bad week for pickups this week. Actually found some stuff in places that I have not found them in a while, which is from thrift stores or secondhand shops and general pawn shops also, and from Craigslist. Actually found a pretty decent deal. So I'm going to get into that. You already saw most of it, but there are a few things that I got off camera. This is actually my second time doing this video, so I think that I got everything here in front of me again, but I'm not 100% sure. I lost the footage that I did the first time around, so I'm having to do this again, and I believe this is all the stuff that I got again. It seems like less than what I remember, but maybe it just wasn't as much stuff as I thought. So let me start with the stuff that I got from the thrift stores. First off, I'm going to try to break this up by where I got it. First off, I got at a Goodwill right up the road, one that I don't usually stop in. Nothing too great, but I got a copy of Skate 2 for the 360. No manual in this one, but it was only about $2, I believe, so not a terrible price for that one. And then this game popped up again. I think this is the copy that I got there. It actually might not be. I'm actually not sure where that copy went, but I did get a second copy of Giant Citizen Kabuto on the Mac in better shape than the one that was in that lot. This, I think, is actually the one that was in the lot. I put the other one, the new one, somewhere around here, but I ended up getting one there for $1. A game that sells for about $12 to $15 on eBay from what I could see. So in the shape that it was in, I thought it was well worth it. So just a couple, like, you know, whatever kind of pickups there, but at least it was something. Also, I decided to go out to some yard sales. This has been a couple weekends ago at this point, and I looked around and I just could not find much of anything. You guys saw some of the footage, so I'm actually just going to jump to that stop first and then to what I got later on. So you saw the footage of me at one yard sale. I ended up picking this up, Guinness World Records 2013 Gamers Edition. I kind of just picked it up because I hadn't found anything else and it was, you know, game related. But I actually started flipping through here and there's some pretty cool information in here. I mean, it's not anything like fantastic, but I think I paid, what, $2 for this, and it's actually pretty entertaining to look through. At the same place, I was so excited. My eyes lit up when they brought these out. You saw them on the video, and then I was completely crushed to find out there were no games in them. And that was the Professor Layton series here. There were 3 games, I think, out of the 4 that there are on the DS. They had 3 of them, the first, second, and third. And no games in these. I was just so sad. They're in such good shape and, you know, complete with the manual, but no games, so I guess I can't really say complete. However, I did go to GameStop and was just looking around, and I happened to go over and look, and I got a copy of the Diabolical Box, which is the second one. I grabbed that there. I think it's only about $6 at GameStop, so not a huge expense to get something to put in this case. And then I also have gotten a copy of Curious Village, but we'll talk about that in the next video because that has been since the stuff you're going to see in the next video. So, but I did get 2 of these games so far. I'm still looking for the third one, but I'll eventually get something to fill that with. So after I didn't have a whole lot of success that day at yard sales, I found a few things, but none of them were gaming related. Like, I always end up finding a couple of records or something, you know, decent or something for around the house I'm looking for. But that day I literally found nothing while we were out, so went to a pawn shop and a Goodwill in another part of town where I was, and that's part of the problem is I decided to try a different area, like a different little town right up the road, and it just did not pan out. I figured that's where some of the more rich people live, so I figured that maybe there might be some cool stuff up there. It might have just been a bad day, but there was like no video games whatsoever. But anyway, so I went to a pawn shop and thrift store nearby. At the pawn shop, I found for, I think, $3 a copy of Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. Not a fantastic price. The game's not really worth anything. It is complete. But I just, I wanted to pick something up. And that's a game I used to have and play a lot. And then I ended up getting rid of it somehow. I'm not sure why. Also went to the Goodwill, which is literally right next door to it, and got a couple of things. The first is Tony Hawk's Underground. Also complete. This is one that I loved this game when it came out. It was one of my favorite games as, like a kid, I guess. And I had gotten that through the GameStop sale, which you saw in the last episode, but there was no case or anything, as like most of the games were. So I'm going to get rid of that copy now and go ahead and keep this one. So also at the same GameStop, found this for I think $3 as well, Finny the Fish and the Seven Waters. Also complete, just a kind of goofy game. You go around and I guess do quests as this fish. So, Natsume always had like really weird games to do with fishing or fish in general, so I always loved them. They had one, which I've actually been looking at buying. I got reminded of it because of this game. It's called Legend of the River King. It was a Game Boy game that I used to play a lot when I was a kid, and it's like a fishing RPG. So I'm always intrigued by Natsume's games. I haven't played this one yet, but I will give it a shot because it's just one of those weird PS2 titles by them. Let's see. A couple other like quick pickups that I got at a couple pawn shops. One was these two games, I believe is all that I got there. I feel like there was more, but I may be wrong. First is Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem for the GameCube. No manual on this one, but I wanted to pick it up because we've kind of been on a Scooby-Doo game kick lately, and I wanted to give that a play. We've been playing Night of 100 Frights on PS2. And then I also got a Game Gear game, The Simpsons Bart vs. the World, which is supposed to be a semi-good game. I don't know, I never really pull out my Game Gear too often, but it's worth more than what I paid for it, so I figured why not. And you never really see Game Gear games, at least I never do. I guess some people probably do, but I rarely see Game Gear games at like thrift stores and stuff, so I decided to pick it up. There's another one that I decided to get 2 games. I talked the lady down. She was very hesitant about giving me a deal on it. She wanted like $5 a game. I think I ended up getting them for $6 for the 2 of them, along with some other stuff. So I got... They had a bunch of stuff there, a bunch of Game Boys and stuff. They had like a Game Boy SP. It was a 001. It wasn't even one of the 101s with the good backlit screen. And it was like cracked as shit. The battery cover was missing. They wanted like $50 for it. I was like, you do realize that is way, way too high of a price. And even she was like, yeah, I know it's, being broken and stuff. But what are you going to do? So she let me have a couple of the Game Boy games themselves for a little bit cheaper price. I got Harry Potter. This one doesn't actually say any like subtitle for it, but I know that it's for the Sorcerer's Stone. I'm assuming anyway, it must be. And then Cutthroat Island for the original Game Boy, which I know nothing about. I know I've played that Harry Potter one a long, long time ago when I had it, but I don't remember anything about it. And then also at the same place, I just couldn't resist it. You guys probably saw it on the video. I got the Mario hat. It could not be resisted. It was like $1, I think I ended up getting for it, so I had to get the Mario hat. I'm probably just gonna, like, you know, kind of set it on top of stuff back here and leave it for display purposes, but could not pass up the Mario hat. It even came with like a little mustache. You know, it's just like a Halloween costume thing, but they had it up in the window as I was driving up and parking, so I had to buy it. Couple other places. I actually found a few really cool finds at the Savers Mart right up the road from where our apartment is, and got some cool games there. First is, this one wasn't much of a deal. I think all of their games were $3. Sometimes they're $4. I think this time they were $3, at least the ones they had in the case, but they didn't have prices marked on them, so that's probably why. First is Mission Impossible Operation Surma. Yeah. And that is complete, even has a couple Atari stickers still in there, so that's kind of cool. I never played that one before. Another one, pretty mediocre game from what I understand, but it's one that's been on my list just because I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, which is Aragorn's Quest for the Wii. This game was on like PS2 and stuff too, but I also wanted it for Wii. That's complete. I just figure the Wii version might be more fun. Usually games that are on like just PS2 and Wii, the Wii version has something about it that's more fun. And it's like one of those cartoony kind of games, so those games are always fun on Wii. If it's going to be fun on any console, I should say. But this is the big find that I got there, which I was really shocked to see, but I managed to get it, and that's because this is definitely the best deal out of all the stuff that I got. And that is Pokemon Battle Revolution for Wii, which again was only $3. It's complete and absolutely great shape. So I was happy to buy this because I've almost bought it a couple times in GameStop now since we got our Wii, and chose not to, and I'm glad I didn't. Alright, another thing I found at a thrift store down near where I work is something I almost didn't pick it up, but I couldn't quite resist it because of how cool it just looks. It's a game I already have on a different system, but I had to pick up the PC version. I never really get PC games, but I had to get this one, and that's Final Fantasy VIII for PC. Just the art in this one is so cool. It has like the discs in these little sleeves, and it has all this art down here, and it opens up like that. And just all the art in here is super, super cool. And then it even has this little, like, I'm not going to pull it out because it's kind of hard to get back into, but I'll just pull it out just a bit. Right here, this, like, manual and mini walkthrough. And I just really like the way that this one is laid out. Just all the box is cool and everything. So I had to get this. It was only $2 or something like that. Pretty cool. Another PC game I actually got at the same Savers as the last stuff, but on a different trip, because I usually stop in there about every other day just to check and see. I'm taking this stupid fucking thing off. I usually stop in there about every other day because I'd like to make sure that I'm getting the best deals, and it's definitely the most convenient place for me to stop. So I found this in there, Star Wars the Knights of the Old Republic on PC. I really want to get this game on Xbox. I've never owned it on Xbox. I have played it on Xbox, but one day I'll get it. This was like $3, and it was, you know, in the big box with the instruction manual. This thing has the freaking, like, loop binding on the side, the rings, and then, of course, the game itself. So I thought it was pretty cool being so complete and in fairly good shape. And it's just one of those nice-looking PC games to get, as opposed to, like, the loose discs. So I did get a couple PC games this time. Next, went to a different thrift store I never really go to. And this is, you know, it's kind of like a whatever game. I'll never play it, but it's surprisingly valuable for a sports game. NHL 94 on Sega CD. I just have to pick up Sega CD games when I find them, especially in something like a thrift store, because it's just not something you typically see. So, paid a couple dollars for it and then looked it up, and even compared to a couple of the other Sega CD games that I have that are sports titles, this one's worth more than them. This one goes for about $10 to $12 on eBay. Surprising. Alright, real quick before I get into some of the other stuff, there's a couple just more games on their own, which these are actually a couple that we got from Nisha's house that her brother had left behind, which these have just sort of slowly been trailing into these videos as we decide to pick them up. The first is Enter the Matrix. There's no manual in here, It's just the 2 discs, but it's in good shape, and that's a game that I just absolutely love. I never played the PS2 version, even though that's mostly what I collected for that generation, and it of course is a multi-console game. But for some reason, the GameCube version is the one I always played. I guess one of my friends had it. I can't actually remember why that's the one that I played all the time. But I remember having borrowed it and played it for a while, and it was a lot of fun. And then also Soul Calibur 2 for the GameCube. This one also does not have the manual, unfortunately. Most of the time, our brother was really good about having the manuals. Maybe they got this without any manual, because I know he wouldn't have thrown them away. But anyway, this is one that's good to have on every console because they have exclusive characters, and GameCube is arguably the best version because it has Link as their exclusive character in this version, so pretty cool. Alright, the next thing before I get into a couple of the consoles that I got is kind of like a stupid purchase, but I think I paid $10 for it, which is well above its value, and that is, I found this at a thrift store right near where I usually go grocery shopping that I frequently go into. They rarely have anything. It's mostly clothes and stuff like that, but sometimes you'll see a couple things in there. So I happened to spot this in the kids section, and that's a DG Hero 2 turntable peripheral in the box and everything. There's no game in it, but the game is literally worth like 99 cents or something. This is the PS3 version, of course, and yeah, just something stupid to get, but for $10, I mean, for a boxed peripheral that's in that good of condition, those are easily about $35 to $40 on eBay most of the time if it's in the box and everything like that, so not a bad purchase at all. Alright, and lastly, I'm going to get to the 2 consoles that I got, which I'm pretty happy about, actually. Both are handhelds, and both were a fairly good deal, I have to say. The first one, surprisingly enough, I got off of shopgoodwill.com. This is the first thing I've ever ordered off of there. I kind of avoided it like the plague because I was just unhappy that it existed in the first place. But there are a surprising amount of good deals on there if you're able to bid at the right time. You can get prices cheaper than eBay. A lot of times the prices still get hiked up, but it is possible to find the deals on there. The only thing I was super upset about, and there are auctions that have the 1-cent shipping. You can see it. It's like a little marker that it will have on the advertisement itself. But this one, they hiked up the shipping on. I was not expecting to pay that much. I thought I was getting this for about $28, something like that. And I ended up having to pay about $42 after shipping and everything. They put a ridiculous amount of shipping on there. But I'd still say it was pretty well worth it considering what I got. This is a DSi, the white older one, complete in the box. The only thing it did not come with was the charger, which I was a little bummed about. It didn't really explicitly say whether or not it had a charger on the advertisement, so usually that means that it won't have one. It has the quick start guide and everything, all the paperwork in there, all nice and wrapped up, and it even had the stylus. I've since pulled it out so I could use it, but it even had the stylus and the little plastic thing inside of here, all wrapped up nice. The DS itself, like the box is in really good shape. The DS itself has a little bit of cosmetic damage, mostly just right here. It looks like something I can easily get off with some like Goo Gone or something. It looks like there were other stickers on it that have since been taken off, but I'll have to play around with that. There is one sticker on it, but the screen and everything on the inside is actually in really good shape. It's just a little dirty because it's white. That's bound to happen, but I've been using it and playing on it, and it works perfectly fine, so not a bad deal for that, honestly. And it also came with, it sweetened the deal quite a bit, actually. A few games. It came with 3 games. First was kind of whatever, Guitar Hero on Tour, even though I did buy that peripheral separate for $0.25 at that thrift store, my first video. so I can actually play that now. Diddy Kong Racing DS. This is a game I've already been playing a few times. It's a lot of fun. I always enjoyed it on N64. So, and then last one. This one's definitely one that made it more worth it. New Super Mario Brothers, which I've also been playing quite a bit. Just some fun games that are worth a little bit of money. So to get that complete in the box with those games, especially the Mario one, is a pretty good deal, I would say. And then the last item is definitely the favorite of this group. Maybe not the best, it's not like a steal of a deal, but considering what it is and how hard it is to get these days, even though it hasn't been out that long, it's still already so difficult to find. Any store, you can't really find it. So I paid $180 for this. It only goes for about $200, but if you go on eBay, it's going for about anywhere from $250 to $280 because of how hard it is to actually track it down new in a store. If you can find it, you'll find the deal, but otherwise it's just really hard to do. This is the 3DS XL Majora's Mask Special Edition. Really happy to have this. I had been wanting a 3DS XL, and I didn't know which one I was going to get. I kind of figured I would just get like a regular one, but I was browsing Craigslist and saw this one listed, I think, at $200, and he said it was $190. I think it was listed at $190, and he said he would not come down on the price. The price was firm, but I ended up asking him anyway if he would do $175, and he came back with $180. I said, yes, let's do it. So, pretty good deal for that. Here's the DS itself, and been playing it constantly. I'm just so happy to finally have a 3DS XL, because that little tiny one that we had before was just not doing the job anymore. I wanted something bigger than that, so this one is perfect for playing here at home. And it also came with another thing that sweetened the deal quite a bit. It also came with this little charging stand. It kind of just, I guess it has, you have to use which one is for which DS, like the voltage is different. But it has two different plugins, I guess for the old and the new one. And you just literally set the DS down inside of it and it will charge just like a little dock. And it's pretty convenient to just have this next to the bed or whatever and just leave the DS charging overnight, and you can just grab it real quick, not have to worry about unplugging a bunch of stuff. So pretty convenient. Glad it came with that. I think he said that was worth like 20 bucks from GameStop as well. So pretty nice as a little bonus. There were no games or anything that came with it, but that's perfectly all right. So to get it for and literally it looks like he barely used it. It was so well maintained, and he. Even just watching him like unpack it to show me, he was so meticulous about the way he handled it. So I knew it was it had been taken very good care of. So yeah, that is everything from this video. Not a bad little round of pickups here. Certainly want to be able to go back out and do some more yard sailing and actually find some stuff. But from just a little bit of just stopping here and there at some thrift stores. Not a bad little round of pickups here, and really happy that I actually found a halfway decent deal on Craigslist, even though it's not the kind of deals you used to be able to find. Still a pretty good find. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, please like and comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one.